Beautiful either. Beautiful. Full humans. Still my old phone, but the new device is here, so should be able to hear me a little better, and I'll be able to connect mics to this. And I haven't really finished setting it up. One moment. Whoa! Hello. So it begins. Got a few things like on it thus far. There are so many apps. I haven't had an iPhone in 10 years. The last one I had, I knocked my shoulder and it fell in a dog bowl of water. I just filled the bowl too, so it was tip. So my case is a little stiff, but that's just to be expected. Not too much a fan of this little tab. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I've been making some crustacean eyes, and later probably going to be doing another one of the streams through Kinto. I really like that setup because you could even join the stream that way, a lot easier. I could add people to these streams, but I have to send them a link, and for some reason it doesn't work. And so I suppose it can't. But oh, actually, real quick, I really want to find the video that I used to make these so I could put it in the link. Freaking brilliant. And these are eyes that could be used for quite a few creatures, but I'll be using them to make shrimp and crabs. Crustacean eyes. And these are using beads and mono rather than just mono, which yielded a great result too. And this way you can make all different sizes. You could even make massive eyes. You could keep balling the resin around it and cure it and dip it and cure. Or you could use larger beads. Like, I think this is the largest because I have 2 beads in this set. And these are the ones without beads. This is just burnt and balled, the ends of the mono balled. And then using anything, you can use Sharpie. I used black nail polish because I had some for craft reasons. And this, oh, you're not even going to be able to see this. I should grab the phone. Let me flip it around. We'll do that in a second. But you can see, you get a wide variety. And this, you could sneak 2 colors on it. This is red bead and a black bead. And this also, which is probably what I'm going to be doing today, is just balled up at the end, pressed onto metal to flatten it, paint that any which way you'd like, I use Sharpie, and add your bead, and you can make any color combination. Can't really see, this one sucks, but hence. I live in Palm Beach County, Florida, and my phone hasn't worked for the last time void, and I've called multiple times, and they finally told me that they're investigating the cell towers of my area. However, I can't live like a moth to lamp near Wi-Fi networks, and they're actually quite hard to come by. So something I had to give, and I thank you code. This is a huge deal, and I'll be able to edit again. So that's something I'm really excited about. This so I can re-download I have so much footage that I haven't been able to share because either it's too short or I had plans for it, just haven't got to it yet. So I'm really excited to show that. Everything that we've come across thus far at Blue Heron. No octopus yet, but got some really nice video of some moon jellies last time. And it's just the season. They're gorgeous and look delicious. I grew up watching SpongeBob, so put that on a piece of toast. So, okay. Crustacean eyes. Hopping on rather late, so I am teetering on the part of the day where functions stop functioning, crustacean eyes, flat tine, and oh shit. Yes. Okay, McFly angler. And I'm going to put this in comments because what a treat this was. And one thing I am not short of is beads, especially seed beads. And seed beads, they come in huge little jars, bags, strands. Oh, Carlos! I always forget to brush my hair. I just pulled up the stream because I could read. I just copied the title. So, copy link. And test. Fantastic. And make quite a few. I just got hit with a flood of thoughts. There's a few things I forgot to do before hitting live, dang it. Do that every time. Jump down. Well, I am gonna bring this over there. Not really gonna be able to see it. It's perfect. Am I looking? Okay. Look at that! And that middle one, I really like that one, you know, I think that's the perfect, for my purpose, currently. And the little ones, I just flatten the ends and Sharpie them. I was digging through plants, so there's a few plants that needs to go in the ground, because they're suffering. I'm trying to get back into that. For some reason, it fell off completely. Just felt like Sisyphus and like just rolling that boulder, same boulder. But it's cooling down out here, and the heat's not what gets me, it's the mosquitoes. And your entire body will be speckled with mosquitoes. You go like that. Don't wear white because you end up with. Oh, it's brutal. And born and raised Floridian, it's brutal. Inland. I understand why you don't see like outdoor dining out here. Like the few restaurants, there's no tables outside. It was a heavy realization, honestly. So I think I didn't plan this spot very well. I have the table now. Trying to get a little bit more efficient, so it's not as chaotic. Oh, there's another pair. Where did they go? I seem to have lost my crustacean now. I definitely get a UV flashlight, which has made this a lot easier. It could stay on longer than the 30 seconds, but you could get every angle, which is really important for curing UV resin. Like, mica completely blocks out the light from being able to pass through, so I don't have success at all curing resin mixed with mica. But you could like cure resin on the outside of it, and the sun does a really good job at penetrating the UV resin. Like if you're doing a large object, it could be quite difficult unless you have one of those lamps that are like a box, and it's just UV light, and the sun really does a lot, and quick too. So my biggest worry has always been like gnats getting into it, because in Florida there are billions of gnats, like every square inch, especially inland. And by inland, I just mean kind of not so much the center of the state, but not the coast. And swamp, grasslands, wetlands, like swamp, canals, farm. Well, it used to be farms. Now it's all developments. Massive houses with 2-foot yards, and they're like 4 feet from each other. It's just, I know it's selfish, but I miss the cows. It was quite nice. It's gonna be brutal because there's not many streets to get in and out. I'm going on a tangent already about that. That's alright. I welcome change. But it does suck a little bit. Okay. So I think I'm gonna stick with this. Is 30 pounds? No, maybe I should. Because the thinner this is, like, because the hook shank itself is quite thin. So, you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I'm having a lot of trouble building bulk. Like, figuring out how. Maybe it's the thread. It doesn't say the size on it. It's super thin, but this is the only experience I've ever had with fly tying thread. And so I don't have much to base off. But trying to figure out how to build bulk, because shrimps, like, it's kind of like, I guess, squiggly, but not really. And you don't want to go down here, because then you could close the gap between the hook. I can't see that. You can't really get too much through there, because then you'll close your gap. But how do you build bulk like this? Like humps? Maybe foam or something. I'm not sure. There are so many materials I'm really curious about. Like, there's stuff that you wrap around the hook and it straight up makes it look like a grub. And worms. And, see your socks. Hello, human beings. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Hello at the studio. I'm actually not wearing socks currently. I have a few more months of being able to. I'm trying to break in some sneakers. Andrew, that is a wonderful idea, and certainly hope that something efficient. Yeah, so I'm trying to. I don't have very much experience with freshwater fishing. However, I do saltwater, and so trying to make learn to tie flies, but also make things that are for these waters. I found a site again, because this is like the site if you're trying to reef fish in this area. There is a book, but it's $50. The Blue Heron Companion Guide. It's trunk, and it'll have everything, every species. I'm like very close. There's thousands, but reefguide.org. If you're in any form of tropical waters, what a great place to be able to find things to replicate. And I found a few shrimp, but I'm having trouble finding what their sizes are, so I don't know how big to make them. But I'm starting small with everything. I tried to make a shrimp head, because at the fishing pier, a lot of the heads blow off the birds. The crows come and eat, it's a little dark, but it'll be a shrimp head, and they're just like slurping them to where it's just a shell. And So I made a shrimp head, because maybe a lot of shrimp heads get thrown into the water from the fishing pier, or fall. The first times fishing at that spot, one way or another, bait ended up in a not very strategic location, and a bird must have picked up the bag and it fell right in. Instantly. Turned around for a piece of shrimp, but they're not only sea candy or candy, they're shore candy too. The birds go crazy for some shrimps. The crows get them though, and little fishing buddies. But like this is what I usually see as far as like skirts, teasers, and then kind of like this. There's one page in the entire encyclopedia for saltwater flies. And I'm guessing they're all what would be considered wet flies, if I'm not mistaken, because not many bugs are jumping around the surface of salt water, which, I don't know why, that always surprises me. However, there are a lot of crustaceans, and other things like that, sand fleas. There's this gorgeous shrimp right here called a golden coral shrimp. I'll actually put this in the comments because, hey, it's really something else. But this site in general is fantastic. There's a lot of colors and variation in tropical reef fish and all the creatures that live amongst it that I keep what I personally will eat. And I do want to figure out like more invasives because there is always fish emulsion, and fish emulsion is something that Code uses extensively for trees, and I know how expensive it could get for fish emulsion. And try making anaerobic teas just by putting like pulled weeds in airtight containers, and filling them with water, and then in a few months that becomes really good fertilizer, free fertilizer. However, fish heads and stuff, I really want to learn how to turn that into fertilizer, and maybe even invasives, because some are really, really, like the mine cichlid and cat food maybe, I don't know. There's a lot that you can get from fishing for invasive species, because like not only is that like soul food, being able to get them out of there, but they're usually quite delicious. Trying to make sure that's on. So, do I have a lighter? So I'm just gonna cut a few pieces of this. This is 30 pounds, and I would go smaller, but I have 20 pounds somewhere. It might be in my bag. I only have 17 pound out. I think it'll be for the smallest. So I have some really, really small gold hooks, and whenever I get these knots down, and it's more exploratory, because I'm still pretty much trying to get used to holding the tools. I've done like jewelry making and arts and crafts in general my entire life. However, this is definitely a whole new world. Like I can crochet, but I can't knit at all. So just have these cuts, and the next stream I'll be able to have make tiny in the corner, but the desk, so you can actually see this. This desk is a little wide, and can't reach, but I can flip it around. But it's pretty, really simple. Let me get some beads out, and these are just really small seed beads. which are just little glass beads. And they come in every single color. Opalescent, every single color. And I have every single color there, which is a nice story. I was in a local shop, and I found these beaded earrings with porcupine quills. I'm like, those are sweet. How much are those? $5. I was like, what? They were clearly handmade. So I grabbed them, and then I can't remember if it was last time or the next time, and I grabbed another pair, and she asked if I used beads, and I said, oh, do I? And long story short, her nephew is incarcerated, and for decades, so he wasn't going to be able to use his massive CB collection. And there's a bunch of his like half-made projects. One day I'll show him. I have to find I put them all in a box. Incredible work. Like, you like picture, like look. It's just butterflies, objects like little bowls and holders, and a bunch of jewelry and a bunch of like just weaves. It's wild. And that's the beads I'm using right now. And alright, so I talked all through that, but not about what. So this, I just heat the end, and it balls up, and then you hurry up and you like just flatten it on something, and it makes like a nail head. You can't see that at all. Jesus. Oops. Okay. Like a nail head. No, I still can't see that really. Other light helps a lot, honestly. Can't see for anything in here. Do you see a nail head? It's flat, like a head pin. And you just Sharpie the end, and it makes a brilliant. So when you put the bead on it, and you could do every single color combination. Which probably after making a few more red and black ones on revamps, maybe yellow. Let's see, it's perfect crustacean eye here in Florida. When you go shrimping, you point a light at the water and you see their beady red eyes. And like it reflects beauty. I have yet to go shrimping, but I'm familiar slightly with how it's done, like especially under the bridges, like shining a light, waiting till you see that like group of red eyes, and net them out. Another tarot reader. But I do think tarot cards are pretty dope. They're, especially if anybody's into symbolism, they're flashcards. Really sick art too. I think it would be cool if Guy Hart did it or something. Guy Hart, the reason why that comes to mind first is at Tuppence, they have decks of cards for sale. And I was like, wow, that deck of cards would be really sick to study. Because there's plenty of species I have no idea what they're called, and either just know what they look like or even just heard of them. And because I am getting back into fishing after a while, these last year now. And so like for instance, footage that I never really thought about existing, like marlins swimming underwater. If you look up marlins swimming underwater, holy trucks. I had no idea that, I just didn't think about that footage existing, and with the drones and the underwater cameras, it's been like incredible. One thing that's always like shattered my soul is not being able to take videos and pictures underwater, because the stuff you see is just next level. I'll never forget when I was younger and I found like all these like baby cuttlefish. I thought there was a chance at least that they could be aliens. I had no idea. But being able to photograph stuff. And when you describe some of that stuff, like, you sound crazy. It's just paradise under the water. I have a fan. I also found these weighted hooks that I think would be ideal for decorating, which I'm guessing that's what people work off anyway. And these are as plain as I guess. I'm not sure how to paint them. Like, what I have in my mind so far, which I'm sure will work, and I'm sure has been done, is using resin to paint it, wait till it's tacky, and then brushing mica on it. And then putting another layer of resin on it just to kind of seal it. But it's just these, I'm not sure what they call them. I think a fitting name is lead heads, but two different varieties. And got all the brightest colors possible. So, and then I'll at least know how to fish it, because I've never really fished with flies before at all. And I don't have a fly pole or a fly rig at all, but yeah. Could maybe just use a regular pole. I don't know how that works right now, but it's just, I don't know, whole new world. There's so much strategy built in, and I did find a saltwater pattern book that should be here anytime, and I think I accidentally scored too, because I thought it was $8 on eBay, and it's spiral bound, so you don't have to hold it open. Brilliant. I wish I could spiral bound every book I own. And but it was like, oh well, if I don't get this, like, I could just like find another one. I looked it up and they were like $60. And it's by a man whose name I run into multiple times a day now. And of course I forgot. My mind kind of like wipes out when I hit live for some reason. That's something I hope to grow past. Okay. I forgot that this isn't the phone yet. Shoot. I'm not gonna be able to tell you. Maybe if I could look up saltwater fly pattern. Yes. I really enjoy the fact that a lot of places, like, the patterns are referred to as recipes, and it's so specific, like down to like the species of feather. Insane. I hope to one day go to an art gallery and it's flies. The level of craftsmanship, thought, and reason and purpose, it's elite. Maybe that's why it's like just top tier. And I really, really love any form of handcrafts, really. And besides knitting, one day. It looks so satisfying. I can't figure it out. And but I just it's gotten so hard to sell like handmade jewelry that I end up just piling it, and I don't need any more jewelry, so I stopped making stuff. But then I started fishing. It's a natural cycle that's happening here. So I can't find the same book. Oh, is that one? Yeah, Saltwater. So it's by Lefty Cray. Lefty Cray. And I keep seeing that craze this and craze that. And, there's another name, dang it. But it looks fantastic, and it's, tailored to this area. And needlefish, things that imitate needlefish. There are so many needlefish, so maybe not much are eating. I heard they're really good, so next when I catch, I am going to keep it. People at Blue Heron Bridge are always super friendly, and people are all, waiting for something to hit their hook, and a lot of fantastic conversation takes place, and you learn a lot. And last cooler I looked into was needlefish, jacks, and I think, what was it? It looks like a blue striped grunt, but it's a different sheep. I think it's called sand sea bass. I really like saying that, sand sea bass. But and ton of food, and 2 of those I believe are unregulated, and it just, there's so much more than just snapper or kingfish and what have you, and I'm trying to get really into those right now. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, see, Overlander, that's one of the things that kept me from even coming close to this world, because I've watched fly tying videos and I've seen fly fishing videos. It is like, everything is, there's a lot of stuff. It looked really expensive. Like, every part of it does. And, so, that's one reason. However, Code actually brought back his grandfather's fly pole, really thin. It is so light, like, it is so light you could dangle it on a strand of hair. It's super light. I've never seen anything like it. And the poles are really satisfying. And the string, I had no idea what to expect, because I haven't seen it up close. I've seen videos, but not up close. And you can tell it's a really thick cord or line. However, it's such an interesting material. What these reels are spooled with specifically. And then the leader, oh, I already forgot what it's called. The leader, it reminds me of a bullwhip, which I guess makes sense. It looks like the same. I wonder if a bullwhip is actually a good mode of practicing, because the only cast I know is, I think, the roll cast, where you let it go slack and you go like that and it does a circle. I don't know if it's as easy as it looks, but I like that one because they say you don't need much space to do it, because you're just like flicking your pole. I really want to try that. Across the way there is a hunting ground that actually has campsites, but it also has stocked ponds, lakes, marshes, and rainy season is best. Look, I consider myself, I don't want to say tough, but like, I'm just gonna go for it. The mosquitoes are really intense out here, and so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the cooler months, because then they disappear and it's paradise. It truly is. But those mosquitoes, there's too much, and there's reasons that I would push through that. However, it's so close that it could be an everyday thing that I just wait for the cooler months. Went camping and all of that, and I am trying to bulk up I Am Legend, because I can't handle cold water freaking at all. But it's harder than I thought it would be. I began in between meals eating pastrami sandwiches. It's just white bread, a bunch of butter, and pastrami. Or peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a glass of milk in between meals. However, still not much difference. And in between meals, it's not like the other meals are still ads. It's beef stew and other beef products. And, but for some reason, and swim a lot, and code's very similar in that aspect, but same thing. Thank you, folks. Hello, Lucas Winter. It just says retracted. I've never seen that before. Let's see. Oh. Lucas Winter, that is very, very nice. Have you gone fishing, or have you, do you live by water? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask. There's, the closest water to me right now is the canal systems. However, there's so much. For the last few months, you couldn't see anything swimming around. However, I think, like, extra stuff is going on. There's so much fish now. Like, a lot of, I think what are called, am I a cat? I don't know why that got me choking, but I'm not a cat. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, I keep jumping in between things. There we go. This one I tried to connect, kind of like, there is packaged eyes called Easy Eyes, I think, and they're shrimp eyes. So I tried to connect it, but my connection is a little bulky. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm still in that, like, what is that called? Not like, yeah, like wet feet maybe. I never know where to start, because I'm not too familiar yet with, patterns. But the EP fiber, which, I know there's like a bunch of different EP fibers now, and all for different purposes, which it's intense a little bit. Like predator fibers, ones that move. Something snapped in the chair and it like made it. Anyway, things that move differently, like why buck hair would be used instead, or why marabou feathers, and seeing footage of them underwater has helped a lot. It's incredible. Like, the movements are so, what would you say, like, sophisticated, and replicating something alive is just mind-blowing. And some of the stuff moves so, like, if I saw that swimming by, I would definitely be like, oh, I have to get a picture so I can ID this creature, because they're so lively. And I do hope to get the canoe. I haven't seen the gator there in the last 2 days, and not afraid of the gators. Just this one is clearly has been made into someone's body, because he comes right up, like right up, and investigates, like, and I mean, there are a bunch of empty coolers floating down the canal right now. There's like a construction team, but they have like a little habitat it's wild. It's been really wild to watch. And, like, a straight camp. It's brilliant. And, I wish I was in a profession that had me camping out in swamps. And, I'm not sure what they're doing. They're either, like, they're changing something about one of the canals. And the fish didn't like it at first, but now they really like it. And I'm seeing things I've never seen before. Huge, huge white something. And I just caught it like going back down. It was really chunky and really, really nice looking. And let's see. A bunch of the Mayan cichlids and a bunch of, I'm guessing, are gar. And they're really smart. You could guess straight on them and they won't even look at it. And but they're so fun to see. And I got one like chewing, like not committing. It's hard to explain. I didn't get it on camera, but I got it with my eyes. And it was at the farm, at the canals. I caught a a catfish, and something else. I do have a fisher brain, and I've been trying to remember to log things. And yesterday, oh man, it's not fun. Maybe that's something I should. I'm not really sure how to go about setting up this. There's so many apps that, like, I don't know. Let's just move them all into one folder. I've never had a phone like this before. I've just been using it. It's really, I don't know. And it's very glass feeling. Scarily. But I should be able to get notifications, because Facebook and Instagram, it doesn't matter what I check or uncheck, notifications don't go through. And on Facebook, I'll get notified if someone posts something, which is infuriating. But not if I get, not like any events, and I only see events the day after. But gotta get out and see that world. And within every community, there's a lot of stuff happening. Just gotta know where to look. The oddest place that I found, like, my favorite happenings and, like, where was the electric bill. I always had a calendar of things happening. That was fun. Trying to track down feathers. Very hard to find, because can't really find a place that has good reviews, honestly, or like that. Try to find bulk, because when I have little pinches of something, sometimes it's hard to explore with it, or I feel like I'm running out, which is just comes from not living near a craft store, I guess. And I've just been making them up for the most part, utilizing what tips and tricks, and just like giving that a go, because these pretty much are just to get my hands used to it. And then I'll move on to trying to learn how to read the recipes or patterns, because a lot of times it is just a picture and words. Like, for instance, this is a picture in words. Jungle cock. Bottom bright streamer. Head black. Tail too narrow, rather long. Sections of red and white. Duck wing feather. Married. Crest feather of golden pheasant over body. Oops. Over body. Body. Medium flat silver tinsel, built up slightly near the head. Rib. fine oval fine oval silver tinsel, oval silver tinsel. I feel like that's a good tongue twister. Throat. White hackle fibers, medium length. Wing. Four long white neck hackles. Shoulders. Red duck breast feather. Tied so as to not conceal the body. Golden crest feather nearly as long as wing. Cheeks. Jungle cock centered. So, it does remind me a little of like, witchcraft. I'm just kidding. Of like crochet, patterns. I'll never forget the first time I got a crochet pattern. I thought it was going to be I was a child. Individual pictures. It was one picture, and all of these numbers separated by commas. And rows, but, and, so for me it takes a while because I can never seem to get started in the first place. But if you look up like tokens and coastfly here on YouTube, some of the most satisfying videos to watch and ridiculous. Some like would be just random pinches of fiber and it turns into like a dead-on representation of what it's supposed to be imitating, and like a lot of, I wish I had the box in here, but a lot of the flies that were from Scotland, Code's grandpa's flies, like there's a mouse in it, ones that are midges, but I feel like they could be used as mosquitoes here, and yeah. I think I kind of want to try to do the other type of stream, because then you could see it. It feels a little redundant when it's so far away. And, it is quite far, but it's definitely a lot easier sitting here, because at the angle it was so precarious. Don't have a vegetable garden. More so permaculture, like instead of spinach, have chaya or a tree spinach, and super easy to propagate. They fall over though. Every single one of them has fallen over at least once, and I think the roots just stay too surfaced. It'll be like this. It's ridiculous, and they get big. So don't plant them near a structure. But in some places they might root deeper, and like Australian pine is a non-native huge pine tree. Well, it's not a true pine, but I forgot what it is. Anyway, the roots stay really close to the surface, and that's why they tip over so dang easily. And at least that's what I've always heard. And who was it? Oh, the chaya. You have to boil it once or twice to get the tannins out. I think it's tannins, or is it oxalates? Those are two things that, I think it's tannin. You have to get, something bitter out of it that will upset your insides. And after that, they keep their consistency, so they don't, like, just turn to mush or disappear. And I boil them twice. Pretty much everybody I've watched has just boiled them once, but I boil them twice because they don't break down. I don't know how, but really substantial leaves, delicious in scrambled eggs, and just about anything that you would use spinach for. And there's two varieties I know of. One has a more jagged leaf, and like 5 or so, like, chaya, Chaya, or tree spinach, and the other one has thicker leaves that brilliant for wrapping stuff. You wouldn't be able to probably wrap like something as wide as a grape leaf, but for little like food packages, really delicious. And that's a great way too to also stretch out Spanish needle, because cooking Spanish needle as a green, a little too peppery, a little too intense for the mouth, but mixed in with chaya and other stuff like that, purslane, it's really tasty and very peppery. The flowers are also edible for Spanish needle. Spanish needle just grows freaking everywhere, and beggar's ticks, those the long seeds that get stuck to your socks, and white flowers with yellow. I always forget the good words, but really tasty treats. So I don't have a vegetable garden, but there's a lot of things like that. There's always food. Like, my ideal situation would, and I really wish I had it in me to have chickens right now, but to maintain like the supplies and feed and stuff, and like make sure, I would just rather have a lot more understanding about how that process works, and the other, well, and fish. I do want to make a pond that has fish. Code actually has some old, like hot tub lining, so maybe you could bury that. Anything really, but that's ideal. There's somebody out here that actually, I can't find their channel, but they live out here and they fish in one of their ponds, and it's just beyond ideal. And you can make sure exactly what is happening to that water source. And the ocean is super plentiful, and because, you know, definitely could see it affect with like the commercial fishing. I know people, they get really close. It's only 4 miles. Could be wrong with that. I forgot how long or how far out international waters is here. But let's see. True. But I forgot. But there's so many avenues to free and nutrient-dense food sources, and blame it on the supermarkets. They have posters up now that I think it's, I don't know if everything is appeal that is being waxed in the realm of produce, but there's posters everywhere that's like everything is coated in this wax and areas of it. And then the seafood market has signs everywhere that says everything's dyed. Well, not everything, but here it is, because they have 2 options, tuna or salmon, essentially. And like, I always point to the menu, and I'll do it again, because it's important. Well, more people fishing, more people want to conserve it, because everything you could possibly need is under the sea. But I think I'm hitting a wall, like an energy wall. Internally, I could feel the sun going down. I'm trying to get up as early as possible. Really nice. I would love to catch myself one of these blackfin tuna. Small. Perfect. Oh yeah, over here. See the eyes. I was gonna make more. I'm just too scattered. I haven't set up a phone in a while. I think they are gonna do just fine as soon as I figure out how to attach them, actually. Because that's when they really find out how. I'm not really sure how to attach them the best way. For some reason, I feel like this will slide off if I just attach them, like not attached or individually, like but I guess I could just glue it in place. And had to keep them from being too close together and having a nice, like having them bend out nicely, as well as size per like body. But that's what I've been doing with the reef guide, because I'm trying to find the page. There's quite a lot of shrimp to choose from. Sorry. Oh, you gotta see this. Something else. I don't have many emerald color shrimps or shrimp in my bag. There's this one I really want to try to replicate. You don't see them very much at Blue Heron. I've never seen one. I've seen others' pictures. Talking to an old captain of a commercial commercial kingfish boat. He said he remembered the days that there was tons of banded coral shrimp. And so maybe they will be in high demand. I'm just trying to find a size guide to know exactly how large they could grow, as well as their different sizes and colors throughout the different stages of their life. And I can see, like, you know, that could be it. For something straight or name. That could probably be it. I haven't had any monsters yet too. Maybe that is. I do have some fuel. The coral shrimp, I think it's gonna be really fun tonight. Their bend is so prominent, so maybe I can make it. Something I didn't think about is what direction hooks are supposed to face, ideally. I guess maybe it's a thing that also depends. Brilliant. Really? And the sun is starting to go down. It hits me every time. It's like rain. Also try to think of see. Gotta figure out a way to get this. Ooh. Just haven't been able to find the sweet spot, I guess. Oh, it's okay. So let me return Venmo. What? Dang, I forgot to hit print. I forgot to hit print. I forgot to hit start. I'm printing a feather block, and it's a triangle with channels cut out of it. I'm pretty sure to lay like individual fibers like these, and the EP fiber or hair or fur. I already have this hair stacker, and this able to kind of strategically lay at different lengths and colors, I'm guessing. And an hour, not bad. It's just a little triangle. I'm trying to print what I can. I was able to print this, and I've shown it 100 times, but I'm really just, it works so well, it holds everything. And there's more patterns or printables that are larger and have bobbin holders, and I've really been sticking to this gray. I have no idea where to start when it comes to the actual threads. The threads, the sizes don't mean anything to me yet, and so I never know and I can't find any like one of each type of thing. It's just a whole new run, and really kind of wish I like thought about it a little bit more when I was making like little hair pieces and just handmade jewelry, because the feathers and the materials, bonus points for like being made to they're sturdy. You make a lot of like I think killer pieces with this stuff, and like the flash, I mean, it pretty much exists in that realm, because this actually works really well. I don't know how well, like, based off of, like, proper deployments and materials, but it's been the early 2000s. I like collecting dead stock, just stuff that is brand new but hasn't been used in the decade it was put out in. But obviously my wrapping is not very good. I wrapped from that spool, and I could not keep the pieces together, and I haven't done much else with it, but I might even keep it like this. Just make some shiny hooks, decorated hooks, if you will. That's what I kind of used to do for like Father's Day and birthdays. Decorate some hooks and put them in a nice box, but can't really use them. The stuff would most definitely pull off, and so they were kind of decorative, and the thought that is what counted then. But it's not good, but it's just scraps. I forgot to add the earlier, and I don't like the legs at all. This, I don't have any hackle feathers, but I have this trim that came from a skirt. Where does she go? There she goes. This trim skirt just got destroyed, and I was like, well, skirt's no good, but I can't toss all those feathers. I'm guessing I could probably dye them too. Which I have red and black dye currently. I haven't looked it up yet though. But they look very similar. They look very similar to the hackle feathers that I see in instructionals. You see how it is so separate? So I'm gonna be using this until I get the hang of it. Because the amounts of stuff are small. It did come with some things that I'm not sure if is that. And out of the biggest box imaginable of craft feathers, it's the only two I could find of this nice maroon color. Really trying to work with what I got. However, there's been a few things that had to. And I think the next thing is the like iridescent tinsel, and I think that's it. Patiently waiting for a book to arrive because I've been trying to follow patterns, not videos, patterns, because I like to just have music going and stuff. I don't really want to. I tried some, but I don't want to. They're just sloppy looking, and then I'm just overthinking it. And it's really painful not to be able to practice with them, because I was supposed to go to Lake Worth, and would have been able to spend a few days at the pier. I just don't know when that's happening now, so anyway, I think I'm gonna eat, because just got on a little too late, and I may or may not have forgot it was Friday. I mean, it just felt like a Thursday, and tomorrow going to try to get near that ocean, and I'm not exactly sure where and for what, or what excuse me. I kind of just remembered I was not just talking to myself in Minecraft. Anyway, I hope you'll have a beautiful night, and hopefully next stream I will actually make something, and you will actually see it, but, or maybe more than one set of eyes, because I just did one set. I have good intentions, but then I just kind of end up rambling. The insides of flowers, really, really nice. Hopefully a little bit later it will be on through Kinto, because that way I can actually show the footage rather than just holding it next to the camera, which doesn't do much. And last time under Blue Heron Bridge there were mermaids. I could hardly believe that. I accidentally ran into one because I was so enamored seeing. Oh, nice. Well, let me look at it. I can't believe that. And there's multiple. Yeah, I might have been like snapping like mad pictures, but can't really see how the pictures turn out until you get it back. That was how I did it. That was really sweet. Some barracuda. Oh, you can't see that at all. But I'm gonna finally sign it. Oh, yeah. It's really nice down there. Gotta go at the right tide, and as long as you do, you'll get that stunning blue. Because it is an inlet, so it gets duty brown quick. My barracuda. I don't know if you can see it. Hope you can. Gotta be uploading some of that tonight. I haven't been able to get any on that phone because I haven't been able to get any on this phone because the memory is absolutely packed. And
Photo.
Oops.
Photo. Video.
But where are you? Looks like some bunker. It's pretty much a storage room that kind of commandeered as a creation station, and but appreciated. And these are all shelves from the coast. This is just the bulk stuff, and little sheepa shells. Probably my favorite to find. Really dense, and the spirals are really dominant. So I always wanted to get some to some jewelers because that set, the spirals always look nice in jewelry. I find lots of them, and tons of shells. Here's a horsefly. You can see the size, right? That's the horseflies out here. Brutal. Before you start hearing my stomach rumble, I'm gonna go eat and try to figure out where and how to link both up. So, to get out of this portrait mode, these portrait mode streams, is it's really just kind of due to limitations, current limitations. However, could actually solve that, and through Kinto even further, and really stoked about that. And because anybody could join it, and you know, chill, but it would be ideal to have like anybody, like cars, random collections, what's in the newspaper, and multiple views, and I don't know, more of a social space, and anybody could join. So, and you can already join it and be able to comment, and I believe it does read the comments out loud. So sometimes I miss things, and I don't mean to. I don't. Hope y'all have a beautiful night, and yeah, take care. And I don't know. This is always fun. My screen protector is half here. I ripped most of it off, but